Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Nityananda, 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 Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari, Krishna, Krishna, Jai Shri Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda. Hare Govinda. Hare Hare Govinda. Hare Govinda. Hare Govinda. Hare Govinda. Hare Govinda. Hare Hare Govinda. Krishna Govinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right, let's chant a little japa here. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama. How's the sound? Is it working okay with the sound and the chanting? Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Ah. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita, Gadadhar, Srivasadi, Gora, Bhaktavinda, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Srila Prabhupada, 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 Srila Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, 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 Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Shri Advaita, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Gauranga. Power off. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. Going back here in this, see if you can see San Cristobal, all the hills up there. Yeah, so that's why I was a little bit late, a lot late. Traveling is okay, but this is the schedule up a little bit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So what do we got here? We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, in the 14th chapter. Anybody wants to come on, they can. So Lord Brahma continues in his prayers. Somebody's here. Okay, there we go. Good morning there. Yeah. So Lord Brahma says, in time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count the atoms of the earth, the particles of snow, or perhaps even the shining molecules radiating from the sun, the stars, and other luminaries. But among these learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who have descended unto the surface of the earth for the benefit of all living beings. I like that, for the benefit of all living beings, not just one section, not just for the Brahmins, not just for the sannyasis, okay? Not just for a certain group, not for poor people, not for rich people. You notice there's always some, class that the teachers are teachings and all that. That's why the Lord, because, he descended for the benefit of everybody. But who knows that? See, that's the thing. That's why preaching is important, because people need to hear that. They need to hear it logically presented, clearly presented, how and why, the importance of the Lord descending to this planet, and the same thing when the devotee descend. It's just the Lord descend. They descend together. They come to teach the relationship. That's the most important. That is Bhagavatam, is the relationship between the devotee and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, that's good. That's knowledge for everybody. Not specific knowledge, how to get by materially, which is only good for the body, and then when it goes, it's finished. Or going to a psychologist, how to get your mind right temporarily, through some psychological means in the Maya itself, devoid of the relationship with the Supreme Lord. Okay? So the Lord descends to teach this universal truths. That's why I harp on this Guru Tattva all the time. Because if you don't understand that, you won't understand anything clearly. You go right off. We have so many people went off. They didn't understand Shikshagu is right in front of their face. I don't care. You're a Prabhupada disciple, BFD, man. If you're a Prabhupada disciple and really got the mercy of Prabhupada, you be here. You be listening. Because all of that was to lead you into this understanding of the postgraduate of these very profound, simple, universal teachings. If you really heard from Prabhupada, just like Jesus said, whoever listened to me will listen to you. Well, most people have not listened to Prabhupada. They haven't heard him. They're all speculating. Well, actually, he didn't speak that much, because all he did is speak about rules like Moses. That's why the first fruits come, because most people haven't even heard what Prabhupada would have told you. He put that all in the books and left it for us to preach. And give that for the benefit of all living beings, not just for the benefit of the Vaidhi Bhaktas and those qualified for that. You see, this teaching benefits the Vaidhi Bhaktas, whether they know it or not. This benefits people in the world, like food service workers, like Amy, who never even heard of Krishna. Look at her. Look at Fanny. They didn't understand. They were eating meats and all this stuff. And well, at least Fanny. And but this benefits her, right? Benefits her, benefits everybody. Look, we have people from all backgrounds coming. Shows you this is more bona fide than anything else out there. Over there, to worship Krishna in the Vaidhi land, you have to. I heard the mother. I was over in Mayapur listening to the preaching of the mother of a devotee. She said, I could never follow this path because my daughter, says I have to give this up and this up. I can't do that. I'm not interested in doing that. So how can I ever follow Krishna? See, everything's not for the benefit. But you just say, well, I don't care what you eat. You can eat bugs because you're probably going to be doing that anyway. So if you're eating bugs now, well, hey, man, at least you got used to it. We're all going to be complaining out here. Bugs, you're eating bugs now. You come here and listen, man. You're ahead of the game. You're a complier, man. Hey, you're a complier. Hey, compliers, you sheep, you sheep over there, you going out there listening to all that bullshit. Well, you learn how to listen to bullshit. Now listen to the glories of the truth and how it makes your life fantastic, how it gives you intelligence better than your controllers out there, those demons, man, who are not looking after your welfare, man. It's like, you come here, it's going to be like taking a tight pair of shoes off. You're going to be really happy, man. These are not empty words. Ask Lalita. These words come true. We tell the truth here, man. Well, sometimes a little hard to take, you know. We're pulling out all your rotten teeth that you've held on to so long. You thought, oh, these rotten teeth, they're my friends. No, they're not. They're rotten. So there. Dustin says, I predicted a psychiatrist's future freaked them out. When all came to pass, even told her father was going to die medical malpractice. 3 weeks later, he died. Yeah. So, yeah, you're a predictor. You're a psychic. Nice. Yeah. I predict everybody's going to die. Yeah, I'm also a predictor.
Everybody's going to live.
Everybody's going to die physically. And if you come here, you'll live forever, man. Yeah. You'll step right over, like the teaching in the Bhagavatam. Oh, boy, the sun's coming up, man. I got to block it a little bit here. Just a second. A new place got some flaws I got to deal with here. Well, I forgot what I was saying.
About your predictions?
Oh, predictions. Yeah, predictions. Yeah, I forgot it. Anyway, we'll move on here.
Okay. Everybody will live forever.
Oh, yeah. You come here, you'll live. Yeah, you step over the head of death, like Mars Prikshit said. He stepped right over the. No, Mars Prikshit. Well, it was another devotee. Pritu Mars. Oh, one of those two. Doesn't matter. They're pure devotees. They step over the head of death. When the body goes, they step right over the head. They live because you're living now. You bound this bhakti in this world. See, so you're living now. You found out what real life is. This here, you come here. This is all what Jesus said, explained, and purported on. That people don't understand. This is the stuff that Jesus said when he said, I'm telling you, I'm not lying. It sounds like, how can that be true? Well, just happens to be. This is the kind of stuff when Jesus said, even the prophets wanted to hear what you're hearing, but couldn't because it wasn't revealed. That's the kind of stuff here. It's better to be here than when Jesus was here. He was only given salvation. You're getting pure devotional service. It's better to be here than when Prabhupada here or Bhakti Son or Bhakti Vinod. Yeah, it's really true. I know it sounds like that's so fantastic. How can that be true? Well, it just is. I prove it every day because you hear what they never told you. They only put it in the books and I extract all that gold and I just throw it at you, man. Watch out. That gold stuff is shiny, but it's heavy, man. It'll knock you out. It'll knock your lights in. All of a sudden you start to see. You were blind and you'll see. You start singing Amazing Grace. That's the power of that's been given to our little Sangha, man. It's no joke, man. I ain't joking around. Well, yeah, I joke around all the time, actually. It's like that song. Yeah. See, you were saying we are all going to live. Aren't you living, Amy? Isn't this life? In this, I look forward to it. I don't have any life until I start chanting, man. Yeah, and then my good fortune arises. Literally arises, man. The Krishna, Radha, and Krishna arise. The conception of how beautiful the name is, and these truths, and then all kinds of understanding come because devotion arises. Radha arises, man. What guru out there can tell you that and show you that and actually communicate that, not just commune themselves. This is all Jesus stuff revealed and purported on. You know, they shall know your disciples about how much you love each other. You know, and how much. There's a good one. He said. He says, uh, uh, those who love people. No, no, well, basically, really the essence is if you're really loving God and communicate that, what's more important is not in that you have this sentimental, material love for people, which is full of motives. Oh, we even motive goodness stuff. No, get them to also love God like you. That's really the deal, man. That's compassion, man. That's spiritual power. That's the kind of stuff what's going on here. Not just give salvation. Jesus did that, you know, kind of a Brahmin level, you know, you feel one with God and all that stuff. And God loves you. Yes, yes, he does. Yes. I know your mother and father beat the hell out of you and probably raped you sometime. You know how it is in this Kali Yuga. You get some pretty weird parents sometimes. But God loves you. Yeah, well, yeah, okay. You babies out there, are you ready for more? You ready to love that Lord? You ready to relish how beautiful it is to relish the loving mellows like the Lord is relishing loving mellows? You want to come onto the same plane as the Lord and be able to play with the Lord and taste what the Lord tastes and become a connoisseur of spiritual truth and real spiritual reality? It was funny yesterday. I came off the plane, you know. I can't. I Before I got on the plane, I saw this girl, and she was just. She looked like kind of like she had some kind of light in her eyes, you know. I said, "This." I marked. I said, "This something special about this lady," you know. So we're on a plane, you know. Get off the plane, and then we're waiting for a taxi, and I just thought, hey, well, why everybody's waiting this big long line for these shared thing vans, you know. I said, well, why don't I just ask who wants to take a taxi? So I did. Who wants to take a taxi together like that? You know, because it's the same price, and you get a nice ride in a nice taxi, you know, faster and everything. So when she was first one, she says, "I'm game. I'll go for it." She's in the same line, you know. And then and but she spoke Spanish. It was good. She go and say she go in Spanish. Is there anybody blah, 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 you know? Anybody else want to go? You know, got immediately three other people go, you know. So we got the taxi filled. And so and we talked, we had a nice talk and everything. Cause kind of she's a psychologist also and a new age, you know, teacher or something. And then we get we so anyway we get to the place and she says I said, well, where are you staying? She says, oh, well, by the church. I said, that's where I'm staying, right by the church. So we take a taxi up there, and it happens to be on the same block, you know, just one block away, her place. You know, it's you know how ironic these things are. So you know, like in this whole city here, it was just one block. You know, so we took the same taxi, got to the same place. You know, and and who knows where that'll go. I like things like that. I like how the flow goes. You know, with and that's when you go out, you start preaching, you start to meet people like that. You know, Krishna arranges. You know, yeah. So where were we? How did I get into that? I don't know. See, did not Jesus order to start to love God? Yeah, yeah. So anyway, when you love God and get purified, then you can truly love other people. Otherwise, it's still motivated love, you know. Yeah, yeah, and also, yeah, I could see, you know, because you know you got to see these people. They still, you know, have human emotions. Even in our sangha, people still they some still have that human emotions, but the Lord wants to take that misery away because that's material mellows that you get in human emotions. That's your great chance here because we're actually teaching the highest teaching here, which is how to engage in relishing transcendental mellows, which puts you on a divine plane, even though you're in a human body. This is so rare. Nobody's doing it. Nobody, you know, everybody needs this. This is good for. Oh yeah, I was going to say. See, these teachings are good for everybody. This is good for this psychologist lady. If she wants, because they're suffering. She was even telling she was suffering from her. She just broke up relationships. She's very sad, and all that. This is good for everybody. Good for people like that. I said, well, this is obviously shows you that something better is always on the horizon. I've been through these kind of things. I know what it is to be sad because of a breakup of a relationship. With anything, with money, if I'm attached and I love money somewhat, that happens. If I love a human being, who is materially emotions, there's a sadness when you're separated from that. Oh, it's nice when you're together, a little oxytocin, you get a little, oh wow, you get a little drunk on that. Blind, you're blind, love is blind, that kind of thing. And it truly is, man. Love in the world, love for anything blinds you in the world. And this is the beautiful thing about this is when you're really opened up to loving God, what happens is then you're not overly attached to things in the world. Then you can have your relation, you can live them out, whatever it is. Otherwise, you're just totally into that. You have no experience of transcendental mellows. You only get that through actual devotees where you could see these people you may not know what they're experiencing, but you could see they're bringing forth a reality that is uncommon. They bring forth a knowledge that is uncommon. Didn't Jesus bring forth a knowledge uncommon? Didn't Prabhupada also? Even though he didn't tell you all these things, but they're in his books and the Bhakti Vinod and his writings and everything. Why? Because they're uncommonly connected to the divine source. Oh, by the way, are you hearing uncommon things here? Have you heard any guru speak like this? Teach like this? How about emote like this? Yeah, this is the power of the teachings is Radha's love for Krishna. It can't be unless this is arisen in me. It makes you a genius. It makes you have something to say that delivers people. That's why these gurus can't do much. They can't help you very well, maybe a little bit. Teach you a few rules, how to wipe your butt with your left hand. I don't know, stuff like that. Maybe how to memorize a few verses. How to put a nice paper degree on your wall, right there. And you look at that and say, you see my paper degree? I'm bona fide. No, degree of devotion, bhakti vedanta. Your vedanta comes from the degree of bhakti you have. The more devotion you have, the more clear you are, the more logical, the more ecstatic you are, the more understanding of the absolute truth you have. And the more your words concur congruently, congruently, conceptualize with the essence of the scriptures. Is that going on here? Ask that question. If it's a yay, that you found the right place. You found the real guru. You found deliverance, man. If it's a nay, which I don't know how it could be, it'll be a nay over there. You can't even ask those questions. Your minds are so bamboozled by those speculations these gurus got. All of them. Yeah. Hey, man, it took me a long time to get to this place to become overly confident. I had to become overly confident that that's not it. This is just what this is as if the Lord has descended to the world. It must be, otherwise you haven't found the real guru. The real guru is like the scriptures say in chapter 1 of Adi Leela. When you're ready to be delivered, that supreme personality of Godhead comes as the spiritual master. When they teach Krishna's teaching, you got to see that. You got to check my words. Otherwise, you're in danger, man. You're in danger that I could be putting a megalomania trip on you, because the false gurus is the antithesis of that. They do the same thing in a tricky way that doesn't get the desired result that gets here. When the real guru descends or the real God descends, always the Pundraka. When Krishna was here, Pundraka manifest, the shadow. See, when the light is here, the shadow manifests. Isn't it? Even in the world, it's like that. That's why people, I've lost people here because they say, well, these other people are saying what you're saying. Narayan Raj says what you're saying. Okay? Yeah, but who does what I say? Who is what they're saying? They sort of say the same thing, but not very well, because they're not real associates and residents of Vrindavan. If you're a real resident of Vrindavan, you preach like Lord Caitanya preaches and Krishna Das Kaviraj. It's not by austerity that Narayan Raj preached, or the Radhakund Babajis preached that you attain Krishna. It's not by chanting 1 lakh that they preach, but the Lord didn't preach. It's not that way. He threw the brahmacharis out of his kirtan, right? Oh, you can't do enough austerities. You can't eat enough clean food, fruits, and all that to attain me. Oh, you went through Srivasa, real devotee associate of mine? Oh, come into the kingdom. How easy is it? Oh, you guy, you believe in me, you rascal sinners and murderers right on the cross with me? Oh, you sincerely from your heart want to come in and you believe now, finally? Come on in. We'll be in paradise together. That's how it is. Hey, man, I'm taking my friends in. I know where I'm going. I know where I come from. I know where I am now. You want to come in? You come here. You come on in. Become a friend. Follow the process. I teach it here. Yeah, Lalita, we're friends forever. Are we friends forever, Lalita? Yeah. Freddie, I'll take us. I need a celery guy around. It's nice. Crack a lot of jokes. When I walk in the sun, my shadow immediately. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you got to get through the false gurus, man. They're preaching their false teaching. I'm preaching the truth, man. See, it's got to be that way. They're going to preach. It's a war, man. World War IV. You. World War for you, man. Your soul is at stake, man. If I don't preach, they preach, right? And they take control. If I preach, they preach. We have a little bit of a World War IV. You. See? I don't need you to get into the kingdom. I'm already there. They need you to stay in power because they need batteries. They're part of the matrix still. You're in the matrix still all the way up into religion. I'm not in the matrix. I'm not in this matrix stuff, man. I'm unplugged. I'm here to unplug you. Unplug for these guru things. They can't help you very well. Come on, you want to become. This is what Hare Krishna movement's all about. Is chant the holy name in the ecstasy that we show you every day. Come on, you don't believe me? Read the friggin' book now after you hear what I said. I'm here. I'm like a master hypnotist. I wake you up, man. I snapped a finger, man. You come here. Wake up. Right? Isn't it? Wake up. I said, chant a few spell breakers, man. You're all under spells out there. Spells of lies, cheating, speculations. I speak the word of truth, man, as it is. Boom! Break your trance, man. Put you in a divine trance. That's what we're here for. What is this? Love in the world is lust, which makes you blind. And what is Shamaguri? Let's see if she's conclusive. Dear Freddie, mother love is the purest in this world, has nothing to do with lust. Interesting. It's the purest in this world, but it's not fully pure. Is everything in this world. There is no pure love for any object in this world, but it's, the purest thing you'll find.
Why would mother love be better than father love? Why would mother?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the purest thing you can find. It's what it does is perpetuate the species. If you didn't love the child, you wouldn't take care of it. You just let it go. So this is all inbred for breeding purposes. And yeah, and actually, there's that mother love can be ultimately a distraction when you find this path. A lot of times, the little children, they jerk you around. They just, because you love them, they manipulate you and control you. Even dogs do that. I saw that with Maria. Her dog was manipulating her all the time. It was funny. The dog even knew, oh, this human being loves me. I'm going to manipulate her. This is what they do. It's what everything does. That's why it's not completely. See, the only thing with the now, what is pure love? Love for God? No, there's no manipulation in that. There's a freedom in that. There's the purity in that, the true purity. You'll know that. Uh, yeah, and it's freeing. It doesn't bind you to the material. See, that binds you to the material. This liberates you from the material, and you become bound to spirit. Just like you love your child or your husband and all that, you're bound to them. You become one with them in a sense. They're your other half. This is the same thing with God, where it's meant to be. And this frees you from that bondage to the material bodies. You counteract your material entanglement by the higher spiritual taste and experience of your awakened soul now with the Supreme Soul. That's freedom. That's true freedom. That was a Jesus. You want to be like him? You want to be like Prabhupada? You want to be like Lord Caitanya, Nityananda? They're real followers. That's how it's done. Read the books of Elizabeth, the Banter, so-called Mother Love. Oh, yes, there's some book
There is a
about it.
lot of motivation in mothers and fathers why they take kids, why they want to have kids. You've got to look at that also in history.
Yeah, yeah, good point. Yeah, I don't really, I never wanted children.
Egoism to have very
Yeah,
selfish to have
yeah,
kids.
yeah. Yeah, this is better. Get kids this way, and I don't know. This seems easier. I don't have to change their diapers. No smelly diapers. Prabhupada said, the love of a mother has for her child is the closest thing that comes to real love, but yet not. Yeah, that's it. See, it's always the same thing. Yeah, it's the best you can do in the world, but still not perfect. Nothing is. Yeah, we got the best deal, man. And you got to show you got the best deal to entice people to also, otherwise they don't know what's real. They're all showing the mother love, that's the best, or father, all these loves of the world. So who's showing love for God? That's what Lord Chaitanya came to that conclusion. Well, who's showing love for God? They're all hiding it, if they even have it, which most people didn't. And I thought he's thinking. I'll just tell you what he's thinking. It says it right in the book. For a long time, I've not given. For a long time, a long time is 4,320,000,000 years, 27 Divya Yugas, 27 cycles of of from Kali Yuga to Satya Yuga. And if you study up on that, hopefully you understand how long that is. It's a long time. And on the 28th, Krishna comes and then Lord Chaitanya. And then when Krishna comes, he doesn't give this to the general populace. And he thinks, for a long time, I haven't given this to the general populace. So he comes as Lord Chaitanya. You see why we worship Lord Chaitanya? You see why I chant his name a lot, and Nityananda and all the devotees? Yeah, I have a lot to be grateful for. Naturally, it's just, this one lady, saying, I teach how to become grateful and how to become like all these other qualities. I said, well, there's a level of consciousness where this comes. You don't have to teach anybody to, or the practice. Oh yes, you teach the practice of becoming great. You see, that's still material. It's still like artificial. You're teaching a person to be grateful, which is supposed to be natural to the soul. You're grateful when you're delivered by your guru automatically. That's why I know who's delivered here and who's still working on it, because I see what comes out of their mouth from their heart. When you're delivered, because you'll know it's because of the association of guru, because Krishna shows you all these things and it becomes natural for you to be like that. Otherwise, there's always all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. See? And then now, which one? Is it to the guru? Yeah. So I know all these. These I've learned. You can fool yourself. You can fool neophytes, even in a sangha, but you can't fool those who have experience with these. Your grace and devotees live on that from naturally. I'm grateful, even though I haven't had a living guru. I'm grateful for Prabhupada giving me these books and help. I'm grateful for Jesus. That's why I chant his name, and I chant all these names because from my heart, without them, I had nothing. I have nothing. They are my all in all. The love that I got from their blessings is everything for me. Just naturally, this comes for everybody. See, this is a level of raising an ascension to this platform where it all comes naturally. You'll see all these things. We're all beggars, man. And if you're begging enough to be delivered, then Krishna notices that and he sends you Guru. And by the mercy of Guru, you get an experience and a relationship with Krishna forever. And then forgiveness is there, gratefulness is there, peace is there, inspiration, everything is from that. You get the whole enchilada. See, Krishna is the whole enchilada, man. If you don't have the whole enchilada, you just have a piece of something, Okay. So Lalita, read a little of the purport.
It was Canto 10, Chapter 14.
Yeah.
And which verse now?
Text 7.
7, okay. Srila Sanatana Goswami explains that Lord Krishna is Gunatma, the soul of all superior qualities, because he gives them life. For example, one may discuss in an abstract way such qualities as generosity, intelligence, and mercy, but they come to life only when a living person exhibits them.
It's just what we're saying. Everything else is a practice. You're trying to attain it and all of that stuff. But it comes to life in a person, as a person. That's why when a devotee when you really attain Krishna, you attain this relationship with Krishna, you commune with the Lord, and these qualities begin to manifest in you as you. You become intelligent because Krishna's intelligence, and you're communing with that transcendental Lord. See, and he refracts. Refract is it shines those qualities into this world, so where you can see them. Otherwise, you're looking on the mirror of the Maya, refracting the qualities of Maya, and you become confused. You become weakened. You become cut off from the truth. That's why you must have a bona fide spiritual master to make real spiritual advancement. Otherwise, especially, we're here revealing the highest platform. We're here revealing that this transcendental relationship is the greatest experience of life, the greatest treasure of life, the greatest revelation of life, the greatest realization in life. See? The greatest perfection in life. See? That's why the Lord comes to teach. And only He and His real devotees can manifest this. You can't cheat people who understand such things, but there's so few, so that's why so many get cheated. See, that's why you see first fruits come here. First fruits are though you guys, who knows what you've done in past lives to be able to realize what the preaching is here. Look how many don't. Look how many of these gurus don't. They're interested in name and fame and to be a big guru then, and you know, and to act in a way that they can't act. They cannot deliver their disciples. Where's the proof? All that proof is here. You see, the disciples are showing that Krishna's hand is on, and Lord Chaitanya's hand, and the Parampara's hand is on this Sangha, because people are showing the symptoms of being liberated souls, which is chanting the Hare Krishna mantra in ecstasy. That's simple. Who are relishing Srimad Bhagavatam, relishing these talks here about, which is all about the absolute truth. One guy was getting a lot of followers on TikTok. He was saying, you know, it's all about, I'm not here about for myself. I'm already wealthy and all that. And I'm here for you. It's all about you for me. It's all about you. It's all about you. And I thought, boy, you know, and people, he got a lot of followers like that. It's all about you. Is that the teaching here? This is another level. It's not all about you. It's still illusion, man. He's still looking at illusion and propagating people thinking, oh, that's better than, because everything with like the elites and the control, it's all about them. And they only lie to say it's all about you even. They want to keep you safe. Oh, bullshit. It's all lies. Everything. Religion is lies. They don't give a shit about you. They threw me in religion, threw me away like a dish rag when I was used up. And they got all the service. You go to any temple, oh, service, 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 man. You know, money, money, money. And when it's all used up, you know, there's no compassion there. You know, what do I teach? The highest thing, man. It's not all about you. It's not all about me. It's all about Krishna, man. You get absorbed in that, Lord, and I'm here to help you figure that out. And He's going to be absorbed in you, and you're going to be happy. And you're going to be complete. That's the teaching here. Nitai Chandra is right. You read that thing he said. That kind of situation is here again. I'm overly confident about that. It ain't overconfidence. These guys only sound overconfident, you know, and people follow it, but they don't get a great result because it's all about you. It's never been all about you. It's always been real. I just tell you the truth, man. Truth is going to set you free. It's all about getting absorbed in Krishna and His qualities, pastimes, His name. And then He's all into you because you're all into Him, man. That's what it's being taught here, how to be all into Krishna so He can be all into you. And now you're happy forever, married, or having an affair. I like the affair thing better. It's more juicy. Every day I have an affair with, I don't want to be married. I want to have this affair, public affair. That's the greatest thing. Come out of the closet and have this affair with God right before everybody, man. Show them the ecstatic communion, man. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Right? Lolita does it. They all hate her for it. Hey, you devil, you're such a devil.
Yeah, it is when they call you arrogant and not
Arrogant,
humble
so arrogant.
and not the real Vaishna, etc. then you are one.
Yeah,
They
they're all
called Lord
projecting.
Caitanya arrogant. They
Yeah,
called him not humble.
yeah, yeah,
Because he said the truth. You
yeah,
put the mirror before their eyes. This is how you look like.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It comes out. Everything comes out. You become like Jesus said, when the Son of God arises, then people rise to condemnation. Not that they get condemned; they condemn you. They're
Yeah.
their reflection. You become a mirror, and they
Oh,
start to see themselves. Otherwise, they don't see themselves. The poison stays in there. It's got to come out, man.
oh
That's the
really?
freedom. This is when Nicodemus was watching Jesus go to the cross. He realized they were whipping him. He had a crown of thorns on it. He said, "God, the scriptures are manifested as Jesus. With every whip, they were healed. With every whip, every angry word, every criticism, every rejection, they were more healed. It just got it out. The poison was in there. It just brought it out." He just picked a fight. He knew he had to start trouble. I know I gotta start trouble. I gotta get their attention, man. I gotta get them blaspheming and all that stuff. Otherwise, they don't make any progress. They die with all the poison inside. I have a good doctor knows how to. They gotta pop that pospo out, man. That's why they gotta you take a thorn, you know, uh, this so-called arrogance. Well, it's kind of an arrogance. If people are arrogant in the world, it's because Krishna has a certain kind of arrogance. Like Lord Chaitanya, he preached it too in his early pastimes. He challenged people, man. I like to, there's a kind of a Ross in it. When you got a great strong backing, man, you can challenge people, and he did. We do
Yeah.
also. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What is this? I have recognized that to accept Francis and Cole and Fanny, none of you got children, so you actually don't know anything about it. Anyway, yeah. So I think we cleared that up. Hopefully. All right. Um, read on.
Um, wait. Oh yeah. Thus, Lord Krishna is Gunatma because he descends to the material world and re-establishes religious principles by exhibiting all godly qualities himself and inspiring them in others.
Yeah, so a lot of people seeing God come here and he shows the rules, regulations, how to be a good householder. That was Krishna Lila.
Yeah.
And then how the other part, Vrindavan, he didn't teach extensively. No, just maybe to his, what do you call wives a little bit when he was dreaming. He would dream in that moods. He'd show some of the moods in his dream. But he wanted to benefit them by showing them these things. But he didn't show extensively. See, but he did it. So he kept it in Vrindavan. See, so he taught the rules, regular householder life, how to do this, and Dwarka Mathura more. And he taught also how to love God with some respect and affection. He had advanced persons there that had affection for him. It was transcendental, and it had some reverence in that. But then the Lord comes to teach the real religious principles for Kali Yuga, which is actually to chant holy name in ecstasy, how to quickly get that going. What we're teaching here is what Lord Caitanya taught. These are the real religious principles, is chant in association of ecstatic devotees. Okay? That's what it's all about. To get this mantra and these teachings, these confidential teachings from an ecstatic guru, and then you become ecstatic quickly because you're pointed in the ultimate direction. Not, hey, go to the kingdom of God like this, you know, this way and go around like this, and eventually you'll get there after many lives. Listen to my speculations, and which are not really clear understanding of the path. Yeah, accept me as guru, even though I haven't accepted. I'm not an ecstatic devotee. I haven't realized Krishna in an intimate way. Yes, I'll be your guru. Can you see how that would take you longer? But here I teach, hey man, get the ecstatic guru. Get the person you can see as realized Krishna. See, get the most intelligent person you've ever, if you're a real follower of Krishna consciousness and a real Vaishnava and you studied these books, find the most intelligent person that knows more, 100 times more than you. Yeah, and has ecstatic transcendental feelings that you read about in a book that you don't see in 1,000 of those gurus in ISKCON, in 1,000 of those gurus in the Gaudiya Samiti or Radha. Look for that devotee. Now, doesn't that really direct you how you can get in fast? You know how many lifetimes it might take you to figure it out, listening to gurus who haven't attained the highest goal of life, truthfully? But you, like an Amy or Fanny, you come and you listen, you say, wow, that makes sense. Let me just go right in. Ooh, I think Gohari fits the bill. You're not envious or jealous like my ex-wife because I'd be preaching like this. And she says, yeah, he's envious. She's envious and jealous and competitive. She always was.
It's terrible.
And she said, oh, you're just talking about yourself. I'm just as good. I'm better than you. Because I have the highest gurus, Narayan Raj and Ananta Das Babaji, who gave me nothing. See how smart I am? I say, yeah, you're really smart. Where's your ecstatic love? And you just talk empty words. Yeah, I went and met a Babaji. I got so much mercy. What mercy did you get? Oh, I don't know. I'm a parrot. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Quack, quack. Chicken brains. That's all I see in this. People think they're so smart. You dumb dum-dums.
Not knowing what mercy is. Well, she had it. She had it. That's what I cannot.
Yeah, by destiny, one to show you how stupid. No. Anyway, I'm more clear about it. And she's still not. But what are you going to do? It's destiny. The Lord sees people's heart. If you want to be competitive, He gives you competitive. She always wanted to be competitive with me. She wanted to be smarter than me and better than me. All in and all in the name of trying to do me good. That's hypocrisy. That's your gurus out there. That's by association. I'm sorry, that ain't pure enough for me. I ain't going to do that. No, I'm not into that. No. The Lord shows you that He's pleased with what we're doing here because He gives us this ecstatic relationship every day. Otherwise, if the Lord wasn't pleased with us and our preaching, I know it's hard to take because nobody speaks like this. Nobody has the kahunas or the ability or the authority to speak like this because only liberated souls who have been liberated in the real mercy of the Lord can speak like this.
Yeah.
Lord Caitanya spoke like this. His followers spoke like the real ones. Jesus spoke like this. His real followers spoke like this, who got the mercy. You don't have the mercy, you cannot speak words like this that give confidence, that give faith, that awaken spiritual experience in people. No, you can't. Your words they're not laser focused. They're not based on truth. Only the truth will set people free. You got to be the real deal, man. Do you got real bhakti or not? Stop beating around the bush. Okay? But people beat around the bush. They're going around the bush like a dog chasing their tails until you meet the real devotee, the real associate of the Lord, and then you're delivered. Replying Shambhaguri, it's very presumptuous to assume that because I've not fathered a child. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Got that. Yeah. Go ahead. Read on some more. Read some more.
Yeah. The transcendental quality, a living entity who develops the transcendental qualities Found in the Lord receives immeasurable benefit and eventually goes with the Lord back to his own abode.
I'm gonna read that sentence again. He descends to the material world and reestablishes religious principles by exhibiting all godly qualities himself and inspiring them in others. See, all godly qualities, and but do you see the full extent? The Lord didn't show all godly qualities in different incarnations, but He did as Lord Caitanya. He showed the essence of them.
Yeah.
The essence of godly qualities is to have genuine, authentic, ecstatic love for the Lord. This relationship, this ecstatic, intimate relationship, that is the best of all godly qualities because everything comes from that. That is the greatest happiness is for a soul to have that kind of intimacy with God. And the Lord wants people to have that. Okay? Otherwise, you're always trying to, what people think the godly qualities are in the mode of goodness, and they got gurus. They might have some good gurus there. Narayan Raj was a good person. He exhibited good qualities. The ecstatic qualities I didn't see because his idea was not to show them, but he showed good qualities. He followed rules and regulations and ate nice vegetables and did austerities and taught austerities and how to be renounced and without material desires, and but you can teach how to repress material desires, but not how to transcend them. The only way you can really transcend material desires, you can maybe do it by force, I guess, I don't know. But a lot of people don't show the qualities of being doing that. Usually they get transformed into desire for name and fame and to be adored. Okay? So the best way is to love the truth. Loving God and getting absorbed in transcendental relation with God and knowing that you're not the body that way. Look, I listened to the Jayapataka and he was preaching. He's I guess some sincerity there. He's preaching. His whole life, and he's preaching. He's saying, "Yeah, you're not your body. You're not your body." Still, after 50 years, I guess Krishna's not that pleased with him, or Prabhupada's not pleased with him. See, I know I'm not the body because I'm I know what my spiritual body is. I know what the Lord's spiritual body is. That I know that's where the real life is that communion and communication is regular communication. Then you have some life to live in this world. Otherwise, it's like being around a bunch of zombies. I don't have to wait for any zombie apocalypse. I've been living in one for a long time. Everybody is more or less a zombie. I don't care how good you are or nice you are. You're a zombie in the mode of goodness, more or less. You're a little bit less of a zombie, than in passion and ignorance. A little better zombie, maybe. A little nicer zombie. You don't eat flesh. You eat usually vegetables, right? Less violent. But still a
Exactly.
zombie nonetheless. You know why? You can't eat the flesh of God, the bread of life. That's how you come alive. You're reanimated. Resurrected, born again. Got to have that regeneration, otherwise, you're gonna take another birth, man. I don't care. Go by the name Acharya Dave and all that. Hey, man, I'm looking. Do you have the qualities of an Acharya Dave? Can you relish the bread of life? Can you taste the ecstasy of an eternal ecstatic relationship with the Lord? And let's see some tears, man. Let's see some signs of God, that God is upon you and in you. Let's see some fruits out there too, that people listening to your word, let's see how strong it is. Does it cause an intoxicating experience in people? Are they getting free of their miseries?
Hmm.
So, dear Gurudev, good, I get some honesty from here. Dear Gurudev, how can you say with whom Srila Prabhupada is pleased and not pleased? I can say it very well. I can say it perfectly. Because you can't. You know why? You don't have firm faith yet. We're working on that in Guru. See? Because if you had clarity, if you're purified enough, you would see why I could say that. Because I used the standard, I told you. I'll tell you this. If Prabhupada is really pleased with you, he'll send you here. If not, you haven't pleased him enough. And that's why you stay a Vaidhi. Now, wouldn't the Father's pleasure on you be to bring you where salvation and pure devotional service is so you can be delivered? Otherwise, the Father's pleasure isn't fully on you. Do you see my point? It's even in the world, if the Father is really pleased with you, he wants your benefit. He'll give you the greatest benefit. He'll give you to your capacity.
He
But
reciprocates.
yeah. People, Amy,
Mhm.
Amy, I can tell has Prabhupada, even though she may not have known Prabhupada, she has Prabhupada's blessing. Prabhupada is Krishna descended to this world in the form of, he's servitor Godhead. So for you got his pleasure, you got Krishna's pleasure, and Krishna is everywhere. He's an Amy who didn't have any contact. That's how deep this rabbit hole goes. Yeah, the pleasure. What did Jesus say? Jesus said more what the Father's pleasure is. It's the Father's pleasure to give you the kingdom. Well, it's the Father's pleasure, Prabhupada's pleasure to give, hey, are you going after it? I'm preaching pretty publicly. I'm not holding back much. Maybe little. It could be worse. Could tell you more truth. Yeah, we're public preaching everywhere. Yeah, prove that if Prabhupada's real pleasure on you, he'll bring you here. Prabhupada's real pleasure was on me. He said, hey, you're doing exactly what I want you to do, waking people up, man. Making them ecstatic has my full approval. Hey, if you have Prabhupada's pleasure, his full approval's over here. Why aren't you here? Yeah, I guess you didn't get the full pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. That's how I can say there, Shamaguri. How can I say? I know very clearly. Yeah, it's a narrow gate, man. You're not here, and you can't hear this message. The full pleasure of Prabhupada is in it. You got enough pleasure to keep you a Vaidhi Bhakti and doing rules and regulations to maybe keep you out of the hell for, but you're not, yeah, and you can't even get into heaven. Well, maybe you do enough austerities and you'll finally make it to heaven. But still, that's not it. Yeah, that wasn't if the pleasure of Prabhupada is on you, then you will be an ecstatic devotee, and we're here to teach that. And then you'll know what the pleasure of Prabhupada is. His pleasure is no different than our pleasure here, many of us. It's ecstatic worship of the Lord. That's why I came to Prabhupada. I knew he had it. I knew it immediately. Just like Lalita knew that this was the place. Nitai, Prabhupada and Krishna are very pleased here. That is why every day you see. Yeah, exactly. Otherwise you're not seeing the full pleasure of Prabhupada. You're not understanding his full mind. You want to understand his full mind? All you Prabhupada disciples don't understand the full mind of Prabhupada. Why? Because you're not ecstatic like Prabhupada, and you know you're not ecstatic. You would never dare to say that you're ecstatic like Prabhupada. But I would, because I show you that I am. I show you that even my disciples are. I could say what I want because it's all true. You may not believe it. You may think, oh, he's so overly confident. Well, I'm overly confident when I'm in the truth. And you could be too. And you should be if you want, you want to overcome this illusion. The illusions always want you to be an illusion. You're the illusion that you shouldn't be here. Huh? Well, if you got the capacity, this is where you're to be. If you can at least analyze anything, if you're so neophyte and everything, well, there you go. Take the long road. Yes. Go ahead, read on. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Why are you doing it?
So, a living entity who develops the transcendental qualities found in the Lord receives immeasurable benefit and eventually goes with the Lord back to his own abode.
Read that again. Read that again.
A living entity who develops the transcendental qualities found in the Lord receives immeasurable benefit.
Be found in the Lord. Living entity develops the transcendental. See, you, me, found in the Lord. See, you come here. I'm here to help teach you how to enter that gold mine of
Yeah.
Krishna. See, you enter in there. See, with this found, that's where you find the gold. The gold are these transcendental qualities. That's what I've been teaching and preaching all the time. Go get the gold. Well, you get the gold is you have the tools. The tools of the trade is the love and the ecstatic devotion awakened in you. And then you go into the gold mine of Krishna. And those transcendental qualities are that gold. Transcendental love, transcendental intelligence, transcendental beauty, conceptions, understanding. All these are the gold nuggets. But you got to have ecstatic love to get them. That's why the devotees don't have it. That's why the gurus don't have it. They don't even know that that's how you get the gold. Well, come here. I'll teach you how to get the gold. What is the process, man? You have to hear, and not like one devotee said, I don't have the love that you guys have, but I'm going to see. Yeah, because you got to get this knowledge first, and this knowledge will mature here to devotion. You just got to be patient, man, because you don't know these other devotees may be in other lives, probably in other lives, have been working on their knowledge and understanding and everything, and then they had the birth of devotion. So you're going to get you from the word of the guru, the real guru, the word, the truth, the real transcendental knowledge you get. See, these kinds of words, these kinds of truths, and it takes away your miseries. You like to hear the classes. You start to feel enlivened, because your burdens are coming off left and right. You're abandoning your stupid opinions that don't work, or the opinions you've accepted from these gurus out there, these guys that they don't work because they don't have the result. See, and by, devotion will awaken, will mature, and from knowledge will mature into devotion here. I know a few German devotees. I can definitely say they are honest and sincere. That ain't enough. You haven't heard. See, you're still working. That's okay. You just keep listening and keep being yourself. And let me just smash your these things, because they need to be smashed. You didn't hear what I said over and over again. It's not enough to be honest and sincere. Sorry, ain't enough. You ain't enough to do it. You got to follow the process. You want to be really honest and sincere. You have to be so honest and sincere. You follow a liberated soul's instruction. We bring you to honesty, transcendental honesty. Transcendental truth is transcendental honesty. That's why I said it's not enough to be a good person. My disciples were led. misled by good people, misled by Radhanath, who may or may not be good. I don't know. There's all kinds of talk out there. Who knows? But say he is good. Wasn't it? Mislead him. What about Narayan Raj? Oh, Gohari, he's not got the real thing. Oh, yeah, you should leave him and take re-initiation from me. Eh? It ain't, and he was a good person. He could be good, but still, it ain't good enough. Yeah, go ahead, Lolita.
Jagai and Madai were not good persons. The murderer next to, on the cross of Jesus were not good persons. They were saved. It's
Yeah,
not about being good. It's about
yeah,
believing in Guru Maharaj. It's
yeah.
and
Hey, you still
surrendering.
have a little faith, Shamagori, a little faith in the mode of goodness. See,
Yeah.
the mode of goodness is still part of the good and bad, the polarization of material duality. So it's the truth that sets you free, transcendental truth, the truth of the eternal realm, the eternal transcendental qualities. See, and that is the truth. That is the pure truth. Otherwise, you see, there's goodness and pure goodness. Pure goodness is the pure truth. Goodness is the kind of the reflection. It's still in the modes. It's not good enough. Look at Jarasandha as a good example of this. Jarasandha was a good king. Good. The guy was saintly king. It says saintly king. This is in the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. That's why I'm here teaching 10th canto and beyond, way beyond. Okay? He was a good person, saintly king, gave charity to Brahmins, man. Never lied. Better than these people that are sincere, even. But still considered a demon, in a sense. Why? Because he was against the ecstatic truth taught and exhibited by Krishna, who came from the ecstatic Vrindavan to Mathura. He believed Jarasandha couldn't get over hypocrisy. He believed in hypocrites. He believed in Kamsa. He believed that Kamsa was a religious person. The same thing with these people here. They believe in people who are still caught up in hypocrisy. You are a hypocrite. I don't care how good you are, how sincere you are. If you take the name Acharya or Bhaktivedanta or Acharya Dev or spiritual master, deliverer of your disciples, if you can't do it, you're in hypocrisy. I don't care how nice you are. And that was all those persons I met on my journey.
Yeah. And by the way, how can you judge about how sincere those people are? Who judges about that? Who can say that? It's
I
only
can.
Krishna who
We
knows
can.
the heart.
We can. See, you know how sincere they are? Is if
Yeah.
they don't come here, they don't like this preaching, you should
Yeah.
find out. I tell you, Shamagori, you go and preach, which you probably can't do, vigorously to those persons about the glories of what's going on here, because if you do that, you'll see their real colors. You do the same thing with the Narayan Raj people, you'll see their real colors beyond all that nicey, mode of goodness stuff. Because it's there, they're very cultured and nice and got their studies of the Vedas and all that. But preach Gohari Das's name. Preach Lalita's name, even a disciple's name, if they've heard of her. And you can preach Gohari's name because they definitely heard this loudmouth here. Yeah, preach his name and see how they're, you see all the snaky stuff come out. I hate that guy. Don't you come to our place. Maybe, I don't know, probably. In the pastimes of Jesus Christ, it's not that there were not sincere devotees, etc. They just weren't Jesus, which was the savior of their struggles. Yeah. If you're really sincere, what do you think it is when you get when that verse? If you're if you by the mercy of Krishna you get guru, and by the mercy of guru you get Krishna. Where that's the kind of sincerity. Are you crying out to the Lord? Are you not think? If you thinking I'm a good person, are you thinking, Lord, I'm just decrepit? Yeah, yeah. Well, are they here? You mentioned their name, but are they just stuck in their goodness and their sincerity, that level of it? Because that's not enough. You got to transcend material sincerity and material goodness. It's material goodness. Transcend all the modes, Arjuna. How do you do that? You have to have faith in Krishna. Faith in Krishna. See, faith in Guru. Arjuna transcended all the modes because he took shelter of the truth, not just goodness. He believed in Dharma Shastras. He was caught up in Dharma Shastras. Dharma is to be a good person and to follow that path of goodness, to become righteous and virtuous and all that stuff. But what that couldn't help him when he met Krishna. You have the same situation here. That doesn't help you here. Because look at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. He was crying, oh, I gotta fight. I gotta fight against my teachers even. My fathers and my friends and all of that on the opposite side. I know them well and all that. I have to fight them. He was crying tears and everything. And Krishna said, follow my order. I can't do it. See, he was in lamentation. And Krishna says, you're weak. You're weak because you believe in the modes of nature. Never has there been a time when I, nor you, nor all these kings have existed. This is a proper war now. They, even as good as they are, they've taken shelter of the illusion. They ain't good enough. They're not taking shelter here. They could have switched sides. They could have came to Krishna's side. See, Krishna and Pandavas were together. They could have left and came to the other side, but they didn't. Therefore, they were destroyed. That's how it is now. Your good friends over there, Shamaguri, could come over here, but they don't. Hey man, when you find deliverance here, preach openly like this, the line is drawn. Moses drew the line. You worship the golden calf out there with the gold and all that stuff, or you come over here and follow the rules and regulations. That was the line drawn. Hey man, we draw the line again.
Yeah.
You follow the rules and regulations of the Vedas and you're good persons and all that. I say that ain't good enough because Krishna says it ain't good enough now. Okay, we draw the line again. Must be drawn. Otherwise, how are you going to come over here and get delivered? You're still over there on the Vaidhi side. You're still on the religious hypocrisies and all that. You're worshiping gurus who haven't attained Krishna and can't prove it. You got to come over here now if you want to progress. Draw the line again. See, they don't know the line is drawn. If you just hear from those persons, well, we draw the line because we're over here. You can be over here too. Just step over the line. Come over here where we are. See, and if they say, well, no, we're just sincere. Well, they ain't good enough, man. Sorry. Just die sincere and everything. You're going to take another birth because, you got to go into the spiritual world, spiritual. You got to know what spirit is, man. That's what we teach here. We teach you what you would learn over there if you could get there, but you can't. That's why Krishna comes over here himself and as guru, because you can't get in there. You just can't fit there. You got a big false ego and false identification, or maybe you're too good or bad. And you believe in that. You believe good can get you there. Sorry, that ain't the teaching of liberated souls when they're preaching you the truth. I preach, hey, Charles, get the heck out of here, man. Bring me a dacoit who believes these words and is open and listening attentively and believes in what we're doing. Give me a dacoit. Give me a thief. We'll teach them how to steal the hearts of others. Give me a drunk. Linda, give me that drunk over there. He was in Alcoholics Anonymous, man. Bring me a look. Now he's drunk on the holy name, man. Happy camper. We'll make them drunks. Drunks that liberate Drunks and
Hippies, you may. Hippies, drunks.
yeah. What else you got there, Shamaguri? I like it. You give me ammunition. Give me the opportunity to preach.
How do we know that they really follow the path of Guru and the orders? And how do we know that? I have seen so much hypocrisy. You don't know what they do behind their doors. You really don't know.
But even if they do,
And
see, this
even
is
if they do,
yeah, this
even
is
if
an
they do,
opportunity. Yeah, see, this is the opportunity where they can go to the next level. See, otherwise, without this preaching, there's no way. That's why Prabhupada's really happy I was preaching like this, because even though it's intense, it's very intense here. We bust all kinds of illusions. Okay, but this is good. Thank you, Shamaguri. I like it, man. Just be yourself. But why then are the scriptures not written for the whole humanity? Even if they are not able to follow the ecstatic path, it's all given by the Lord for everyone to follow. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, not for everyone to follow. For certain individuals follow. That's why even Lord Caitanya taught a little bit of the Vaidhi process, because he knew not everybody could follow this, just like now. If you can't, so it's better to follow the rules and regulations than just to be a wanta. If you just do anything and everything in this world, you're going to destroy your body and mind, because it's easy to get attached to these things in the world. Very easy. How many people get destroyed like that? Their lives are destroyed by drugs and all these things. So Vaidhi is a help. It gets you a little bit cleaned up.
education.
Yeah, get you cleaned up and do some austerities. It's good. It's good. Dry you out. See? So it's not good for everybody, because for the ecstatic devotees, they take shelter. What's good for them is to relish this level of the path, which is the love of God, to relish in association of ecstatic devotees, these higher topics, these deeper topics, which cause ecstatic love to awaken, which is the real protection. Then you don't overly get into anything in this world. You won't become a drunk on the street. You won't become a bad person. You won't become like that, because Krishna protects you now. Radha protects you. The love of God protects you. See? Now, this is good for everybody if they come here. If you are
If they're
Vaidhi, you can come
sincere,
here. You will, you will get it. But if you can't, that's the mercy of the Lord to give you something to hold on to. That's the Vaidhi path. There is something for everybody. Yeah, I mean, there's Tony Robbins for this person. Whatever your desire is, you want to be rich, go to Tony Robbins. Have a business. Yeah. But I looked at him, I looked at his biography, and then I saw how he lived. I thought, oh, God, I would never. Guy is passionate. My God, he's busy. He's got all these people worshiping him, too. And he's got a big false ego from it. I mean, he's nice, false ego. Yeah, it's kind of nice person, but he's got all these people waiting on him hand and foot, and you could see he's like a king. He's got that kind of thing. That's see, you can only, if that's maybe that's all you want is material, then you'll go to him, because that's what he can do for you. He can help you in that way. He'll be your teacher. But you want to learn how to love God? To me, I tell you, that's the highest goal of life, promoted in this. All the scriptures say, love thy God with all thy heart and all thy mind and soul, but not by a practice. How about naturally? That's what you come here, and gradually, by and by, or quickly, from your heart, you'll just love God with all your heart and mind and soul. Why keep my doors wide open? Although it leads to many assumptions, that's on them, not I. Don't know what you mean
yeah,
exactly, but
I also don't know.
yeah, can you explain some more? Yeah. Um, yeah, read some more. Well, wait a second. Let me see where we're at with that. Read the next verse.
Okay. Sri Sanatana Goswami further explains that the Lord manifests.
No, the next verse.
Oh,
Next.
yeah. Sorry, I need to go back now. What a big purport.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Woo. I thought it were all verses. Wait. My Lord, just see my uncivilized impudence to test your power.
No. Did you go to the next verse? Are you on verse number, it could be me, verse number 8.
Okay, sorry, Guru Maharaj. My dear Lord, one who earnestly waits for you to bestow your causeless mercy upon him, all the while patiently suffering the reactions of his past misdeeds and offering you respectful obeisances with his heart, words and body, is surely eligible for liberation, for it has become his rightful claim.
Yeah, and the Lord actually has speeded up the process because here, when you come here, because you'll suffer some reactions, do you miss? How do you know? It's your relationships with the devotees. You might be thinking, oh, they don't understand me. Well, maybe they don't, maybe they do. But their reactions still. But you just tolerate that and go on. You become a bona fide candidate for the mercy. You know what that mercy is? The awakening of ecstatic love, the deep awakening, the real one, not just raise, not just unburdening you. You become a bona fide candidate for that kind of mercy. And that's a forever thing, man. Once you're really connected like that, that's it, man. See, that's the real mercy, is to be lovers of God, truly from your heart, from the, that arising of Krishna in your heart. Yeah. Yeah. Read the purport in that a little bit, if it's there.
Srila Sridhara Swami explains in his commentary that just as a legitimate son has to simply remain alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness, following the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga, automatically becomes eligible to receive the mercy of the personality of Godhead. In other
Yeah,
words,
okay. No. Yeah, now you see, now he threw the regulative principles in there, okay?
yeah,
Now, how long would that take? Well, we see 50 years, and the mercy hasn't really been bestowed on most people I've seen. So it's a longer duration. That's why you see Narayan Raj, do regulative principles, do austerities, all that. And after many lifetimes, you'll get prema. Okay? But there's a quicker path.
yeah.
Lord Caitanya taught it. Nityananda taught it. And we teach it too. Jesus taught it. See?
The new
So,
revelation changed everything.
yeah. So now, if you take that verse, here, let me take a look at it here. See, if one simply remains alive to gain an inheritance from his father, one who simply remains alive in Krishna consciousness. Okay, you can remain sort of alive on Vaidhi, but you're not fully, just a little ray here or there. There's something you get from austerities and everything. You still usually don't know what is spiritual. You don't know yet. See, now you come here, there's a new way of remaining alive. You remain alive by Harikatha. You remain alive on the word of Guru, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas. You remain alive of talking about Krishna, chanting his name. See? You remain alive and you're getting purified. See? And then you get the mercy this way. This is the quicker path, even in this life. I didn't see any examples of what I see here in this life. This is amazing. See? Because what if I analyze why it wasn't there and here is, if you go, I was with Narayan Raj, he's saying all these things about Radhe, 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 but not exhibiting any ecstasy. And then the conclusions I thought were not that great anyway, because there was the ecstasy obviously wasn't there. You'd think, well, I have it, but I don't want to show it. And, but here's these realizations. And I was thinking, well, I don't know. It don't seem up to snuff. Okay? So therefore, obviously the Lord wasn't pleased to awaken love of Krishna in anybody that I've seen in that Narayan Raj group. The Radhakund Babaji's, I saw a similar thing also. They're all saying, yeah, we've got it, or they allude that they got it, right? But they don't, there's no showing, no teaching, just a lot of speculating on Radhe, Radhe, and Rupa, Rupa, memorizing verses. Doing lots of rules, lots of not eating carrots. It's very important that they don't eat carrots and this or that, Very important. I mean, like extremely important. Those are the symptoms I saw in the Narayan Raj group and the Radhakumbha. Very important. You don't eat this, don't do this, and that. Okay? Very, very important. Even two of my disciples, one of my, Premaniti, said to me, she said, boy, it's very important to follow Ekadasi. It's very important to wash your mouth out after you eat. Stuff like that, See? But do you see love of Krishna anywhere? Nowhere there, but you see lots of it here, because I say, no, it's very important to come to Sadhu Sangha. It's very important to listen to these truths. It's very important to chant with these devotees. That's what I preach. And you know what? God must be pleased with this. Krishna, Lord Caitanya, Prabhupada must be so pleased that you guys are becoming ecstatic devotees, kind of like that. So where is the real truth? Where is Krishna hiding? Or where is he really being? Are we hiding Krishna or exposing
his face here.
We show. I'm sorry, you've hidden long enough, Lord. I'm gonna expose you. And hiding in these Vaidhi Bhaktas and the Narayan Raj groups and all these groups, Radhakund Babaji's, but we're going to expose your real nature here. A millionaire who never shows his wealth probably lives in poverty. It's like, if you were a millionaire and you never throw your wealth around, nobody else becomes a millionaire. What kind of magnanimity are you? You just keep it for yourself. That's what I learned in Vaishnavas, how to keep it for yourself. Even Bhaktivinoda said, usually the acharyas, they ascertain these very conclusive, very confidential, very juicy, very wonderful truths that they relish and keep it for themselves. And you just get the rule book. You get the book of ceremonies, and stay on the outer peripheries. Well, there's time for Lord Caitanya's magnanimity to manifest, and that time is now. Those who develop faith in this preaching are very fortunate. And the Lord shows you. And how do I know you're fortunate? You look like a Lalita or somebody, or you just become half of what she is. Half of her thing. I think I'm only a quarter of that, but that's good. That's good enough, man. I know I'm going into the kingdom of God because I got disciples like this, man. Real. If I can't get in with disciples like this, I ain't getting in. Shamaguri, sweetheart. I'm sorry, go ahead. What?
You made me, Guru Maharaj. you make friends. You make devotees.
Good, I make them better than I am. That's amazing. That's Krishna is like, no one, now I know why Krishna says, "Ye shall do greater things than I." He noticed the mercy of the Lord is expanding. It's so that happens here. There's look at from this one devotee of Lord Caitanya. It was the devotee of Shamananda. Shamananda was so rasic, and it came from this devotee that I don't think was as rasic, But anyway, he was his guru, and he was always dedicated. He would chant his guru's name, ecstatic as he was. That's like Lalita. Even ecstatic as she is, she's always praising her guru. Isn't that amazing?
Of
I mean,
course.
that's how
Of
Lord
course.
Chaitanya with these people, give them the right. But the others, who don't see, you can tell they may be a little ecstatic, like that Christina, right? She's a little ecstatic. I mean, they go off, right? They don't come and associate. They don't like friends for some reason, but they're ecstatic devotees, and they read you and all that, and they preach what? Well, I'm better than Gohari now, and all that bullshit, you know. So they go off. You think that's really the real Vaishnavism? And they go out and
Mm,
they preach these things. Yeah,
disgusting.
yeah. I think Vallabhabhata did that. I remember because he started a whole disciplic line, a new one. And you know who was Mahaprabhu? Him. Yeah, I was reading that. My heart, I couldn't read it anymore. I felt so cut off from associating with that. But that's preached as a valid sampradaya now. See, there's so many things. I'm so happy I came to this thing. To me, my heart was
Me
like, ooh,
too.
yeah, yeah. The guy committed suicide. Literally. He went. When Mahaprabhu disappeared, he thought he'd do the same thing. He went and drowned himself. And people fall. I don't know, man. It's a lot of.
It's weird.
Yeah, it just So it shows you, even when Lord Chaitanya was here, if that was your nature and everything, you still would go off. Even here, like some people, you know, uh, they they get some mercy, and they are what they are, and they just go and they're going to do what they do by destiny. What can I do? I can preach, I could say and try, but they're still going to do what they do. That's okay. It just is what it is. Ultimately, it's their relationship with the Lord. You know, I try to teach by the book. You can check what I say, and if it makes sense to you, follow it. That's what I follow. I follow the book. I follow these things that not the Vaidhi thing necessarily. That's just preliminary stuff. But the essence, be with devotees, make friends with devotees, chant with them. I come here regularly. It works. I feel like Krishna's growing up inside. I've never been, now I can sing in ecstasy, chant the holy name in japa in ecstasy. It hasn't always been. I was more on other things, it's developing. Yeah. So, yeah, it's good. I'll stay with where things develop. And it's works for others too. So you do the same thing, you get the same result. It's a prototype. Yeah. Okay, let's take a little break. It's time. I gotta stop
Okay.
talking a little bit. Yeah, thank you for coming. It was a little bit of a late class. It's 9 o'clock. Wow.
I was late. I fell asleep.
You felt, well, you probably needed it. I'm starting. Prickly's son got into an argument yesterday. During actually, it cost me 2 months of labor, every penny for this every penny for his eighth grade Washington D.C. trip. now saying he can't go. Oh, most don't get the money back. Yeah, it's all kinds of things. Carolina. Oh, Carolina came today. Oh, good. You were watching. Carolina. Which one is this?
She's from Spain. She's a friend of uh, Fernando. Now she's my friend as well. We have very nice talks. She's very
Oh,
open-minded.
oh,
Yeah,
great, great. Oh, good,
yeah,
good.
very
Yeah.
open-minded.
Oh, interesting. That lady I met today is her name's Carolina also.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, Carolina, and she's from Chile, so
ah,
she's also yeah,
Spanish.
so well, Spanish. I guess Chile speaks Spanish
Yeah,
and English too, which was good for me. I can
yeah,
maneuver. I
of
need
course.
that's what I need here is a translator
Yeah,
to
of
to be with
course.
me all the time, and I can always
Yeah.
translate stuff. Yeah. Good. Thank you, Carolina, for coming. I'm glad you find our talks interesting.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is she getting some results? That.
Yeah, 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 yeah. She speaks very difficult English, so the writing is okay. So, but I hope she doesn't mind that I explain it. She just was initiated in Spain just in August. And then she starts to follow us and she starts to see this. And then we start to have conversations, long conversations. It's very nice. She's
She
very
sees
open
the
minded. She
difference. She
loves
sees
this more.
Yeah, she sees the difference between this and
Yeah,
these teachings. Yeah,
yeah,
good. Yeah, so you can just move to this path. You'll see this is a stronger one. This is more juicy. More life. Of course, that's how Krishna wins. He presents the all attractive path, but this is not all attractive if you're looking. See, if you look here and the reflection is in your heart, you're looking here and I want to be better. I want to be more. I want to compete. See, that even in the mode of goodness, you can have that. I want to be austere. I want followers. See,
yeah.
or I'm envious. You see, all these things become, you see yourself basically. And so you're not qualified because of that, because then you just look at that and you don't have any ability. You believe that's real. You believe that's your reality. And it is because you believe in it. But not everybody is like that. They come and they look at this and they see some purity in it. They see this is what they're looking for. They want this relationship. So that's why they can enter the door easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? So it works perfect. See, we get the jewels here. Those who really, I'm sure she probably went to Krishna because she wanted Krishna. And so wherever she's going to see that, people will go. Because if you want Krishna, I mean, that's why we're gradually, you see more and more revealing these things. Because if this is what you want, this is what you're going to get. You can go and check it. Are people getting Krishna here? By their fruits they shall be known. Even Jesus taught that. What are the fruits here? Love of Krishna. See, like with Lalita, you see, this is the fruit of this preaching. You're not interested in this? What do you want? Name or fame? You want to be a big guru? You want to be austere? You want followers? You want to just be loved? Or some idea that you're loved by God
Support.
but not have the experience of loving God? Well, maybe some Christian can teach you that, or some like that Mahatma Das can teach you that. Don't you know you're loved by God? And Prabhupada said this, and you don't have any real experience. If you're still good with intellectual
Yeah.
understanding, great. We
I
go north.
followed it. Was
Yeah.
on the timeline of Nitai Chandra or
Who?
no? Well, I have, oh no, of Lokaji. It was on the timeline of Lokaji.
Yeah. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen.
Yeah. This is more. Okay. Good. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. I don't have my setup here. I got to get a table in here somehow, or some furniture.
This is sweet. Nitai Chandra says, thank you, spiritual Papa.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting it. Like look on
Yeah.
his timeline. He saw some
Yeah.
significant verse, and that's exactly what it. See, that was that way then, and that was the kind of mercy being distributed, and that is the revival here. Same kind of mercy. You don't accept this preaching and everything. You remain in sin. It's always the same teaching when ecstatic devotion is preached. The Holy Spirit. Jesus said the same thing. The only sin is unbelief in my word, unbelief in my preaching. The only sin that'll remain here is unbelief in this preaching. How do you know? Is, well, you don't, if you're really got the mercy and your sins are being forgiven, then you will chant in ecstasy. That's Christian. Otherwise, you can't chant in ecstasy unless God is forgiving your sins. Okay? God's forgiveness is through this Sangha. And then you can easily chant in ecstasy. So that's just what we do here. If you're not good with that, take the long road, man. Whatever, man. I'll stick with the jewels. Every jewel the Lord sends here, I want to relish it, man. I like jewels, don't you? It's just like rich persons. They don't like fake jewels. You don't see rich people with fake jewels on. They like the real diamonds, right? Well, you ain't gonna get any richer than me, except Lolita. She's a little bit more richer, you know. But anyway, I'm a wealthy person. I only like to wear jewels. I only like to be around jewels. I don't like to relish jewels like the devotees coming here. Yeah, jewel-like hearts, like Evo, you know. Nitai Chandra, he's got a good heart, you see. Yeah. We get the jewels here, the gold, the rubies. Yeah. All right, my friends. See you later.